Coming in the summer of 2020. Cowboy Bebop Universe Go! Get ready for one hell of a ride!
Supreme victory!
So the other night I woke up sweating. Now I wasn't sure what it was, but I just knew that I felt a disturbance in the force. And little did I know that when I woke up, I would see it when I checked my Twitter first thing in the morning. Enter Thundercats Roar. When I first saw Thundercats Roar, there was only one way I could describe it. Looks like Steven Universe butt-fucking my childhood. Now, for those of you that don't know, Steven Universe is a really popular cartoon show that popularized this art style. Very simplistic, very roundish, ovalish, you know, it's very simple to replicate. And, you know, I haven't actually even seen Steven Universe, but I've heard really good things about it.
But Derek, that show was made by SJWs.
I can't even imagine how many things I enjoyed that are made by very far left-leaning people. It doesn't really matter to me. For example, two of my favorite shows are Community and Rick and Morty, and Dan Harmon has a hand in both of those things, and he is very progressive. So much so that I follow him on Twitter, and I'm always like, should I mute him? Should I? But it's also kind of like watching a train wreck. You just can't look away. Anyway, it seems like a lot of people were extra mad about this situation, about Thundercats, and, you know, we've seen art style like this before, so what is it exactly? I think most of us can agree that this art style isn't very good. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. It's just kind of like meh. But I don't think that really matters though, because even back in the day, in the 90s, me growing up, there were shows like Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack that just had very simplistic art styles. But all of those shows and many more have one thing in common with Steven Universe. They're original. Plenty of shows exist that have very mundane art style forms, but the thing is, they're done very well. Those shows that I name dropped are actually really good shows, and like I said, Steven Universe is highly praised, so it's probably pretty good too. Maybe I should check it out one day, but you know, I really don't watch very many things. I'm the guy that pretty much watches reruns of It's Always Sunny, Futurama, and then I watch some prison shows on Netflix.
I like booty.
And to really hammer the point home that it's not all about the art style, one of my favorite shows is Adventure Time. They have some of the most mundane and noodly art style that's out there, but the show is fantastic. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing an Adventure Time shirt, and if you understand this reference, then good on ya. And if you happen to be a lady, maybe you should slide up in my DMs because you must be a snack because you have good taste. That was probably the worst joke I've ever made. But I'm just saying, like, if the show is done well, it's not about the art style. So, what's really going on here? I need you guys to focus on the tweet. The tweet that I said about butt-fucking my childhood. That right there is the crux of the issue. You are screwing with the childhood. A very beloved 80s cartoon show. Thundercats was something really cherished and just, you know, when it comes back to things that you grew up with, it's very hard to accept new things, especially when you see something in that art style. I mean, check this out. Now check out this 2011 reboot. And now check this out.
Hey there everyone, my name's Lion-O, and I'm the star of a new show called Thundercats Roar.
Just doesn't really compare, does it? I was also pretty damn annoyed when they did the same thing to the Ninja Turtles. Now the Ninja Turtles have been rebooted so many times, but this latest one, it just looks so bad, and they got rid of Raph's size and they gave him some fucking tompas. I'm sorry, but that's where it's just like, okay, maybe I can put up with the shitty art style, maybe, but the fucking tompas. Now I can rant on and on about how much this bothers me, but I want to tackle the issue of why they're doing this art style. How come it's, you know, something that you see a lot? How come they're utilizing it so much? Now this is really interesting to me because the first glaring obvious reason why they're doing it is just business. It is least costly. The easier you can draw it, the easier you can put it out there. You can shove a lot of stuff out there. The more money they're going to generate, the more jobs people are going to have. You know, a lot of the people in the art industry and in that type of industry are going to be very happy. That's one of the most obvious things. But you also have the internet whispering tales of, hey, they're trying to get rid of toxic masculinity, so they're making everything soft. They're making everything wacky. They're not making anything like, say, very heroic and stuff like that. And here's the thing, I don't largely agree with that, the whole anti-toxic masculinity thing, but at the same time, I know there are some people that would like to go in a different direction like that, and I'll dive into that in just a second. So as I said before, this is a business decision, and you have to remember that most things, when it comes down to any type of industry that's this big, business is gonna be the first thing on the menu. So I've seen videos and forums and articles, people just saying that, yeah, they're just trying to get rid of the manly men and the heroes and whatnot, and try to make everybody beta or soy boys, as some people like to say. But I think it's just, it's way more about business. But we do know that there are people in the industry that would like things to be less toxic, and filled with manliness. But I think there's just been a change. There's just been a wave of different things. Like, we had a lot of shows like Power Rangers, and we had a lot of like the DC and Marvel like cartoons that were very heroic and stuff like that, and things you can look up to, and you wanted to be strong. And some people got a lot of their morality from that. And even though that's gone, I don't think that they're just trying to wipe it out, because when you think about one of the biggest blockbusters, one of the biggest money makers right now is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Billions and billions of dollars. And all you're seeing is a bunch of just hunky, this buff-ass people. Look at Captain America. Look at Thor. I mean, you always look at the Incredible Hulk. Look at these people. They're massive. If you really want to get rid of toxic masculinity, oh, you're gonna tell everybody to lose some fucking weight and shed some muscle and start drinking your soy so you can turn into a soy boy. Now, since I grew up in the era of all the superheroes and all that cool shit, yeah, I would love to see more stuff like that, I thought a show like Young Justice was pretty fucking cool. Teen Titans was pretty cool, and then of course they brought in Teen Titans Go, and some people would say, see what they're doing, but I'm just saying, man, money drives all of this stuff. You want to find an easier way to make cartoons, and then once they do, maybe they can branch out and with more art style, then maybe they'll do it. Otherwise, you're gonna get some beautiful art like Attack on Titan, or you're gonna get One Punch Man, and you're only gonna see a season every fucking 3 or 4 years. Still waiting for season 2 of One Punch Man. Now, the last thing I want to address is the people that are saying this isn't a big deal. Anyone talking about this or that cares about this knows it's just a cartoon. But what the hell does that really mean anyway? The same people that are saying stuff like that are the same type of people that are gonna cry or break their TVs when their favorite sports team doesn't win the Super Stanley Cup Bowl League final or whatever the fuck. I'm just kidding, I'm a fan of sports too. But no, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, they're getting mad over a cartoon. I'm like, yeah, I also get mad and passionate about video games. Like I said, people get mad and passionate about sports, things that they invest a lot of time into, their hobbies, things that they enjoy. It's what you do. Just because you don't like it, like why is it all of a sudden just become something that doesn't matter anymore? Like you're investing too much time, you're investing too much emotion into this thing that I personally don't care about. So you shouldn't care about it either, I guess. And I'm like, when the fuck has anything ever worked like that? Ever. So what I'm trying to say is that it's okay to be mad about this. Of course it isn't the end of the world, but it's still, why not, vent your frustrations? Why not be like, this is bullshit? When there's something like a movie that sucked ass, and we talk about it and say, this sucks. When there's a video game that sucks, when there's microtransactions, we say this shit sucks, And another person that never plays video games might say, why are you so invested in this? Like, well, this is unimportant. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's important to me. It's important to a lot of people. That's it, plain and simple. I like Thundercats. Thundercats is pretty fucking sweet, man. I like a lot of that stuff from back in the day. One of my favorite shows that was a little bit obscure and that didn't really pick up enough ground was called King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. That's the type of shit that got me pumped, still gets me pumped, because it just brings me back to the good old days. On Saturday morning, I had a bowl of Cocoa Puffs and I was just enjoying my time being alive and watching some beautiful and fucking awesome cartoons with people that just look buff as shit and that were ready to fuck up some enemies. But that's it. I essentially just made this to blow off some steam and also wanted to get your guys' opinions on this. I know a lot of you are going to be annoyed. You're going to roll your eyes at this if you haven't seen this yet. And if I'm sorry if I was the one to just show you this, because it is gross when people fuck with your things. It's like reboots, sequels of stuff when you're like, please leave it alone. It's just one of those situations, and it's just like, well, fuck me, man. Like, fuck me. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you're new, want to give a big shout out to my mega sexy patrons. You guys are the absolute best. If you guys want to be a patron of mine, you can hit the link in the description or the little box thingy, wherever the fuck it is on here. But that's it. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.